Hello, my name is Olivia and I'm from East Herts Family Centre Service. Today I'm going to be explaining how children learn to recognise shapes and colours. Before we begin, it's important to note that shape and colour are two different concepts. However, both are very important parts of early mathematical development. Learning shapes not only helps children identify and organise visual information, it helps them learn skills in other curriculum areas including reading, maths and science. For example, an early step in understanding numbers and letters is to recognise their shape. Children learn best when they can engage multiple senses as they explore and play. The more they can feel, see, hear and smell items and objects, the greater the chance of them remembering and retaining the information. A baby will begin to explore shapes as they learn to handle objects and toys and begin to feel and pass them from hand to hand. This is a good stage to introduce toys like shape sorters. Your baby might be too young to name the shape, but they are beginning to explore and play with their dimensions as they learn to match the right shape into the right holes. Again, giving your baby toys of a similar colour will help them to begin early exploration of similarities and difference and grouping. Around the later toddler phase, you can start to encourage shape and colour recognition. Try not to introduce the two concepts at the same time. You could start with just one or two colours. You could show them a red toy and a green toy, naming them as you hand them over. Perhaps make it fun as you go for a walk to point out all the red things you can spot. Or as you go shopping, point out all the red items you can find. Perhaps they can find something that's red to wear today. As the days go by and once your child can confidently name and recognise one colour, introduce another one and then so on. Don't worry too much if they get a little confused at first. This is quite normal. But if you notice they're finding it really confusing, then pull back a bit and stick to recognising just one colour at a time, and then add another one when you feel they're more secure in their understanding. Games involving matching the same colours are a good way to reinforce your child's ability to recognise colour. For example, you could give them a green card or a piece of paper and let them find as many items as they can from around the house that are the same colour. The same approach can be used for shapes. Start with one shape, example a square, and name the shape and let them copy you if they can. Let them handle it and feel its sides. You could try printing with squares as a creative activity so they can see and feel its actual dimensions and see how it matches the visual imprint. Make it fun. Perhaps you could go on a square shape hunt around your home. What other things are squares? Picture frames, floor tiles, a clock maybe, cushions, napkins. How about burying some shapes in newspaper in a box and let your child rummage around and see what shapes they can find? If you have a book of first shapes, you could read that with your child. See if they can point out the shapes as you name them and then swap over. Let your child have a go at saying a shape name and you point it out. In those early stages of learning shapes and colours, it's best to keep the concepts separate. So, for example, try not to ask things like, what colour is the triangle? Or what shape is red? Once they're confidently and securely able to name a few colours and shapes, you can then introduce shape and colour together. So, for example, I have a blue square. You have a yellow circle. Remember, try to make it fun. Give your child plenty of praise and encouragement as they learn and grow in confidence to name their shapes and colours.